of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in prayer. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, as we come to you tonight, we thank you for this time of year when we all come together and celebrate with friends and family. We pray, dear God, tonight that you'll be with those who are mournful, especially in the state of Wisconsin that went on today. We pray, dear God, that you'll be with each of us here tonight, that as elected officials will represent our constituents properly, will conduct ourselves in a proper manner, and that we'll make the decisions that's best for the majority of the people in our city. We pray, dear God, also that you be with those who are sick, those who are less fortunate. All the things in your precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen. If y'all want to remain standing, we'll let the Honorable Judge Thompson start swearing us in. Y'all want to let the Honorable Judge Thompson start swearing us in. Y'all want to line up side by side and let her stand on this side and speak to us. I mean,
well, I'm
we're
going
to
to do each one at a time, if that's
we can
all right with you.
Hey,
Is that all right?
It's fine with
I
me.
mean, well, we'll start with if you would raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Robert Evan Mott,
I, Robert Evan Mott,
swear that I will support
swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Tennessee
and the state of Tennessee
and the ordinances
and the ordinances
of the city of Middleton.
of the city of Middleton.
And I will well and faithfully
And I will well and faithfully
perform the duties imposed upon me
perform the duties imposed upon me
as mayor of the city of Middleton,
as mayor of the city of Middleton,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office as mayor
execute the office as mayor
according to the Constitution
according to the
and
Constitution
the laws of this state
and the laws of this
and the
state
city of Middleton.
and the city of Middleton.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Okay. I just need your signature here. And you're official.
Well, I remember all of them.
I was thinking we did a footnote version.
I do it each time. Now, I can do you all together, but I like everybody to do their own, and then you can get the full effect of Ann Baxter, please. I, Ann Baxter,
I, Ann Baxter,
swear that I will support
swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Tennessee
and the state of Tennessee
and the ordinances of the city of Middleton.
and the ordinances of the city of Middleton,
And I will well and faithfully
and I will well and faithfully
perform the duties imposed upon me.
perform the duties imposed upon me
Yeah, I know that was almost true. As alderman of the city of Middleton,
as alderman of the city of Middleton,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality, without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office as alderman
execute the office of alderman
according to the Constitution
according to the Constitution
and the laws of this state
and the laws of this state
and the city of Middleton.
and the city of Middleton.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right, I need your signature. Okay. Okay. Miss Hannah, yes, all right. Mr. Johns, next. Raise your right hand. I, J.R. Johns,
I, J.R. Johns,
swear that I will support
swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Tennessee
and the state of Tennessee
and the ordinances of the city of Middleton.
and the ordinances of the city of Middleton,
And I will well and faithfully
and I will well and faithfully
perform the duties imposed upon me
perform the duties imposed upon me
as alderman
as alderman
of the city of Middleton
of the city of Middleton
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability,
And that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office as alderman
execute the office of alderman
according to the Constitution
according to the
and
Constitution
the laws of this state
and the laws of this state
and the city of Middleton.
and the city of Middleton.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Okay. I have this down to a system. Okay, I'll give that to Miss Hannah. Okay, next, okay. Now, let's see, we'll go Mr. Johnson, and then we'll do the bishop side. Okay, will you raise your right hand and say it? I, Brandon Johnson,
I, Brandon Johnson,
swear that I will support
swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Tennessee,
and the state of Tennessee,
and the ordinances of the city of Middleton,
and the ordinances of the city of Middleton,
and will well and faithfully
and will well and faithfully
perform the duties imposed upon me
perform the duties imposed upon me
as alderman of the city of Middleton,
as alderman of the city of Middleton,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality and prejudice,
execute the office as alderman
execute the office of alderman
according to the Constitution
according to the Constitution
and the laws of this state
and the laws of this state
and the city of Middleton.
and the city of Middleton.
So help me God.
So help me God.
There we go. Now, do the bishops want theirs together or separate?
Together would be great.
Okay.
Y'all wanna do it in harmony?
Well, that's why we did it before.
Okay, well, no, I think that's sort of nice. I like that. I like that. Will you both raise your right hand?
Yeah.
Do this and this one. Okay. Now, we'll do, ladies first. I, Sharon Bishop,
I, Sharon Bishop,
and I, Randy Bishop,
I, Randy Bishop,
you can say it together now, swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Tennessee
and the state of Tennessee
and the ordinances of the city of Middleton,
and the ordinances of the city of Middleton,
and will well and faithfully
and will well and faithfully
perform the duties imposed upon me
perform the duties imposed upon me
as alderman of the city of Middleton,
as alderman of the city of Middleton,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office as alderman
execute the office of alderman
according to the Constitution
according to the Constitution
and the laws of this state
and the laws of this state
and the city of Middleton.
and the city of Middleton.
So help me God.
So help me God.
And Sharon, is it? This is you. Thank you so much for letting me do this. I enjoyed it. And I have so enjoyed being judge for City of Middleton as well. I really do like it. We don't have a very busy docket ever, but it's still very nice to meet everybody. And have wonderful assistants. That's very good. So, Mayor, do you need me for anything else?
I do not. You're welcome to
Okay.
stay if you would like.
Well,
but
thank you. Of course, I'll let you go on about your business
from the
without
city-
me.
Didn't
We
you say
thank
you want a
you.
picture with all of us?
Oh, yeah, wouldn't you like a picture? Yes.
Sure.
Yes, oh, absolutely. I love to be in all. That's part of the perk, you know. No, you all be.
Get in there,
See how
Mayor.
you mind.
Mike, don't use my
We're doing
phone,
it
I'll
for
send
flag.
it to you.
Sure.
Flag's good.
I just wanted to congratulate her.
Okay,
Don't
the
argue there.
mayor's trying to come take away my thunder. I always,
I just wanted to tell y'all something. I'm very proud of you. And,
Just a
I don't,
second.
some of the new ones, you were
Yeah.
elected as an official, but what's more important than being a public official is being a public servant. And I know that you'll do that to the best of your ability, and I trust you'll do that and represent Middleton well. I'm very proud of you. And, I know the citizens will be very proud of you too. So step back and do the right thing, and congratulations to y'all.
Thank you. Warn them that it's not always fun.
Yeah, as we know. There'll be tough decisions you'll have to make, but hey, you gotta make them.
Are we all in?
Me and you at least, right?
That's me. Rest of the group, okay.
Cheesy.
Sorry.
I've got Jenny's number, you want me to send it to her?
Yes, ma'am, that'd be good. Thank you.
I will.
Yes, I do. Yes, I know. Yes, I will. I'll give you an email.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. My pleasure. I love it. Thank you for inviting me. I love it. Yes, she is. She is. Very well. Very well. Well, keep on with your business. Well,
Thank you.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I just love it.
Thank you, Miss Harris.
Yes.
That's definitely not always the way.
Thank you.
See you at home, dear.
All right, bye.
Okay, we're going. Bye.
What's up, boy?
Maureen, what should I do?
It'll do it.
You can Facebook later.
No, I'm sending it to his wife.
All right, well, first, we got the swearing in out of the way. Next is elected vice mayor. I thought long and hard on this one. Normally, we kind of go with whoever gets the most votes. And this year, we have a tie between Mr. Bishop and Ms. Baxter. It's been a pretty tough decision, really. I try to weigh a lot of options. Like I said, I've tried to look at it in all different aspects. I know I've talked to Randy a little bit and talked to Ann, and my recommendation, I guess, was I really thought about the availability and involvement, and I kept coming up with Ann being retired and being not really old, but she's available a lot and can be in places that I can't, because as we know, we have jobs that we have to, that gets the majority of our time taken away from us, and I think that my recommendation be Ann, just based on that as well. Like I said, I hope that they understand.
I am 100% fine with that, because I'd rather not be it, because.
And like I said,
Yeah.
and I call and confide in Ann a lot, even over the last 4 years. Ann's my first call, because everybody else is at work, and I leave messages, or, and with Bo, we'd speak, when we could, but a lot of the time when something going on, if I wanted a second opinion, that's who I would call, because, she might step out of her painting classes, or, whatever classes she's doing, but she has been a lot of help, and I said that would be my recommendation, but, I guess we would look for a motion for vice mayor. Motion. All right, I got a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. All right, thank you all. Next is we got the minutes from the November 18th, 2024 meeting. And, I believe since y'all were both here, you wouldn't have to recuse yourself from this vote, since y'all were here and they were aware of what went on in the meeting. I would look for a motion to approve the minutes, if y'all had a chance to read over them.
I will make a motion that we approve the board meeting minutes from November 18, 2024 as written.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is the bills paid in November of 2024. Any questions on the bills? So take a minute, look through them if you like. I guess the only few of the bigger ones was the asphalt in the
CCRS?
Is a retirement for all employees. No, it'd be Redmond Asphalt, it'd be the second page, it'd be an amount of about $40,000, I believe, or third page. Yeah, third page, about a third of the way down there. Everything else is, I guess all the fire stipends for the calls, and then pretty much the rest of it.
I will make a motion that we approve our bills as been paid.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Alright, number 6, got Maurice Reeves. Do we have a update?
Well, they got the sewer done, but now his gray water's coming out on the ground, so they're gonna have to go back up there and feed it off to get that in there. But the sewer is done, they did it, was it Thursday? Last Thursday.
So is he happy?
He's happy, yes,
Alright,
I'm happy.
yeah.
Everybody's happy.
Everybody's
Yeah.
happy about that, yes.
Alright, next it looks like we have the fire department report. We got Chief Markham.
Well, I'm sorry I missed the last couple of meetings, some things you just can't help. Had a total of 12 calls for the month of November for the city, 8 the county. We used about 14,000 gallons of water on county calls, had 1 brush fire, 1 structure, 2 MVAs with no injuries, 2 gas leaks, 2 LZs, 2 signal 9s, and 2 false alarms. As far as things going on with the fire department, I've got my other 4 air packs back. I got them in finally. The bill was a little more than what we had discussed, but I had previously said if we didn't get them ordered a certain amount of time, the price is liable to change, and it did.
Yeah,
Do you remember what the amount was?
I got it right here. It's $42,109.96, and some of it was the battery packs. They went ahead and added 2 of the battery packs.
That should be,
All of the
I
batteries.
should have all my batteries.
Alright. I think we made a motion up to 40,000 on the last meeting, so we will need to either amend that motion. I'm not sure who made that. That's been 2 months, hasn't it? I don't think it'll be in these minutes.
Yeah, I was thinking it was spec, but I don't remember.
Well, I mean, we could just make a motion to approve the invoice. I mean, we have I guess this would override the last one.
So we can just make a motion to
Approve
that
the
purchase.
Safe Industries purchase of the 4 air packs for this fiscal year at $42,109.90. Alright, I got a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion?
Good motion,
And,
All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. And in relation to the fire department, I was newly appointed to the 911 board, and this last Thursday night, we approved the purchase and installation of the new tower in Salisbury.
South side.
Yeah.
That's a great thing,
Yeah.
but it don't benefit us in any way, form, or fashion.
Does it not?
No.
I wasn't sure.
That gets Salisbury, Grand Junction, Hickory Valley, and part of Rescue Squad and Bolivar because they're on a totally different frequency
Oh, okay.
than what we are.
I got you.
We bounce off Oak Hill Tower and the 1-2, and we run strictly off Middleton service.
Okay.
So, but we do have access to the sheriff's department, ambulance department, part of Rescue Squad, just about anybody we need to talk to, but that tower does not benefit us.
Okay.
And I just found this out the other night too.
Yeah.
It don't benefit us.
Well, like I said, I was under the assumption, I guess, that it would.
I was under that impression too when they got to talking about it, but it don't
Okay.
benefit us in any way, form, or fashion.
Just because I'm on a different frequency, or because it just won't reach us?
No, it's a different frequency.
Would it if we added a band like we did to theirs? Cause,
No, because you would have to carry an extra radio.
okay.
Okay.
The simplest thing to do is for the rest of Hardin County to get on Doolin's band, cause he's got probably 52 open spots.
Yeah.
And if everybody would get on his stuff, everybody could talk to one another simultaneously, and wouldn't have no problems at all.
Once it's completed, my understanding is that it's gonna be given to Hardin County
But
for
what,
the tower.
okay,
that 911's just purchasing the tower and putting it into operation, and then the county, when they're gonna give it to the county, it'll be responsible for the maintenance and upkeep. But like I said, that's really, I was under the assumption that it was gonna benefit us.
No, it won't benefit us at all.
Well, anything else for Chief Mark?
The new gutters we had put on the front of the firehouse, one of them pretty well fell off. And I called Grantham's and they never come out here, and I got to investigate, part of the fascia board was rotten. I had it fixed, cheaper than what I thought it was gonna be, we had it fixed. Well, in the process of fixing it, I got to looking at the roof, and the whole roof is fixing to blow off of that thing because over half the screws have been backed out of it. They're standing, they ain't 1 inch screws, and they're better than halfway out.
It is 10 though, right?
It is 10.
Well, I guess,
About the only thing I know to do to it is buy oversized screws
And run them in them
replace
holes.
every one of them.
I think they've been hooked up so long that the water's run down into the.
Yeah, the
The
whole-
wood's gonna be rotting around in the
Yeah.
dirt.
Screws won't hold what size is on them right now.
yeah. All right, well, do you wanna look at quotes or bids on, or quotes on
I can
getting
do
that done?
Do I have to bid it out if it's under a certain amount of money?
Under 4,000, it's not required, but, you know, they always like to have multiple bids. But if you can find somebody that's willing to do it in a timely manner, that's at a reasonable price, just let me know. Anybody got any questions for Chief Mark? All right, well, moving along, we've already covered the Safe Industries invoice, the police department report.
Alright, for the month of November, had 446 calls and complaints and activities, 2 adult arrests, 0 juvenile arrests, 0 drug arrests, traffic tickets, citations 6, traffic warnings 44, motorist assist 15, 9 vehicle lockouts, 17 public assist, 5 crash reports, 8 alarm calls, 13 city assist, county assist. All vehicles are all okay. Mine's still in the shop with the,
Full leak.
the oil leak, they're still working on it. Year-to-date city citation revenue, $8,292. 0 drug fund revenue, and county fine, was $209.
All right, as some of y'all may know, in the wintertime, around the holidays, we seem to have a lot more complaints and activities because people are at home with their families and they don't always get along. So that results in a lot more calls than normal. Expect December's to be just as high, if not higher. But like I said, with just running a short crew, we just got the 2 full-time right now and a part-time with the chief still being off with surgery. I talked to him last week. He's looking at, he's not really exactly sure when they're gonna come back. I know with staples, he started bleeding out of his incision. They had to go get his staples put back in, and he just went and got those removed for the second time. He seemed to be in fairly good spirits, but I don't expect him back till at least Valentine's Day probably. So, like I said, y'all are doing a good job, and I really appreciate all the hard work. They're putting in a lot of hours. I mean, a lot of hours. A lot more than you would realize. I mean, it's 70 plus hours a week. And that's a lot to ask of these guys, but I hadn't heard them complain yet, or they hadn't complained to me yet, so, thank y'all for all that you do. Anybody got any questions on the police report? But while we're on the police report, we did run some ads back last year, before Jimmy had left, on some new police cars. 1 to 2 maybe, cause the Crown Vic is not in, I mean, it's in running order, but you're not gonna catch anybody in a police chase. I drove one a little bit last year, and like I said, it was, all you could get out of it was 55 down the hill with wind at its back. And I'm ashamed to say that, but that's the Crown Vic. You've got Richie and Ed's got the newer Tahoes. They've been pretty good vehicles, but we're starting to see some issues with them. They're not a patrol vehicle. They're not you know, they're not one for running radar and chasing down cars. They don't turn real sharp. They're not, so with y'all's blessing, I would like to run some more ads for, something similar, to, you know, maybe you want another newer Crown Vic or newer car. I don't really know whoever's gonna be running patrol, basically, you know, pulling people over, trying to, you know, basically what Ed's doing right now. He would be better outfitted in a car because of the agility and I guess ease of turning around and getting after people, pulling them over and slowing them down. But hopefully by the next meeting, like I said, I'll have some ideas. I need to talk to the chief and see kind of what he wants to do, because I don't like making decisions that involve the police department without involving him or getting his input. And I said, as long as I say they're okay with it, I'll pursue trying to figure out what we need in that order. Like I said, we had him run before, and we've waited so long now. I don't know if we probably need to run the ads again just to be on the safe side, because we don't want David Jones.
When you look at getting a police car from another city.
A used police car. I mean,
Don't find a Crown Vic anywhere.
now they're Tauruses, Chargers, the Caprice, the newer ones. The Chicago motor cars has been really good because they're already outfitted. They have everything, light, sirens, cages, and that's a big expense when you're looking at buying a car. Is just putting all that stuff in it. I think we gave $12,000 to $14,000 for the Tahoes, and we've had that in ticket revenue at least every year since we bought those vehicles. So I feel like they pay for themselves. They get abused. I mean, they're running constantly 24/7, and like I said, and when they are moving down the road, usually it's going after somebody, and you know, you can't do that lightly most of the time, because if you're trying to catch somebody speeding through town, you can't do the speed limit to catch them. But like I said, I'm not really sure. I hadn't really looked. It's basically what they've got. It's normally when they post them on through the website, they don't stay there very long, so you don't have long to act on. So we try to bid for a wide variety of vehicles, you know, not really too tight of specs. So say a 2015 through a 2020 of Chevrolet or Ford, whatever, and that way, as long as it's outfitted, you know, is the big thing. Is we try to run ads for, and that way when we do come across some that looks reasonable or, you know, kind of fit the bill of what we're looking for, we can jump on it without having to wait on the next meeting, because then it'd be a totally different list of cars. But all right, like I said, other than that, next we got the utility report.
Okay, in the water, we had one flushing of hydrants. The TK well was down for a couple of days. The pressure switch had some malfunction. We got that fixed. The Bluebird well is back in service. We got that electrical fixed, so it's been up and running. The sewer had issues at the Neely's lift station down here. And the bios are complete for the quarter. And the gas, we have 2 complaints on file and 3 811. But we had the audit on November the 7th. The auditor was here for a couple of weeks.
So the water loss was
9.8.
9.824%, so that's not terrible. But based on some of the other cities around us, ours looks really good. Anything on the utility report? All right, moving on, number 11 is the lease with Middleton Fiberglass. Currently, we really don't have a written lease with Middleton Fiberglass. It's just kind of been an ongoing deal. I kind of would like to get something in writing. We've got something similar with the solid waste, the big garbage pickup, that I'd kind of like to do. Basically, it's set the rate is set for the year, and it renews every year unless one side or the other disputes or decides to terminate. You got to notify within 30 to 60 days before the lease is up. And I think the way the rate was on the solid waste was based on the CPI or price index. pretty much been the same, I think as long as he's rented. I don't really see a need to go up on it, but, you know, everything else is kinda going up, but he's been a good tenant. He does a lot of his own work to the property, he puts a lot of gravel down, he keeps it well maintained and also maintains the adjoining property there, keeps it mowed for us by the dump. But, just kinda, you know, want y'all's input, how y'all felt about an actual written out lease. Do we wanna go year to year? Do we wanna do multiple years? Like I said, I don't see him closing anytime soon. And if it did, something bad would have to happen for him to want to. Y'all got any thoughts or opinions on the lease?
I think it's good business to have a lease with anybody we're doing partnerships with.
Yeah.
And I like them a whole lot, but
We've kinda got we don't have we got an outdated lease with the blue building with ThyssenKrupp, or TK Elevator now. And it's kinda the same way. Last time it was done was about 2016, 2017, and it was an ongoing deal if it was not notified by one party or the other, and, the rent has not changed. And that may be something we need to revisit, you know.
well, as far as the fiberglass, I know Johnny has done a lot of work himself.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't want to go up on his rent. I don't care if it goes on his days.
Yeah, which actually they were out there servicing their septic tank today.
Oh, okay.
TK was,
Okay.
and they do a lot of that
They
themselves.
do that too.
Yeah,
Okay,
they-
all right.
But,
I wouldn't be for going up on either one of them myself.
yeah,
I mean, you think about the number of people who are employed at TKE, I don't think that would be good business on our part. I do like the idea of a multi-year lease.
yeah,
The way we used to do it in Jackson at Bruce, we had a 20-year lease
yeah,
and we renewed it every so often if both parties agreed, you know, to it. That way you ain't gotta go work up a whole new lease
Yeah.
every year.
yeah, it was kind of an
Or
ongoing,
whatever, it's an ongoing thing if everybody's still satisfied.
yeah,
And that's kind of why we did it in Jackson.
yeah. I mean, and I'm for that. I mean, I don't wanna have to go through it every year and go, you know, bring it back to the table and negotiate the rate or the term. I mean, we can do it, like I said, year to year, and as long as either party, disputes it within 30 days of the lease date, or, I mean, it just keeps going.
What would be wrong with a 10-year lease with a 2-year renewal or conference, however you want to put it in legal terms?
Well, it's hard to know if either one will be in business 10 years from now. You know, I'm not saying either one would go out, but I would like to hope they would still be in business.
I was thinking about a 3-year.
But a 10 year is a lot to ask for, you know, for the volatility of business these days.
I just don't like a year-to-year one.
Yeah,
No.
I was thinking around 3-year.
3 to 5 year
Yeah,
lease.
3 to 5.
Well, we can get some stuff drawn up and we'll look at it on the next meeting and make a voted decision. So y'all say like 3 to 5 years, minimum 3 years, or out to 10. And we can use it, you know, it can be kind of universal for both of our leased buildings. The states, the state was a 7-year lease, right? The state building?
I believe so.
I believe it was, cause that's how long it was gonna take us to recoup the cost, and I think that's all they would sign, and then after the 7 years, it was a year to year.
Yeah.
So far as the terms, or the years, so that's, I guess we'll kinda need to narrow down before I can come up with something in writing, and we can go over it at the next meeting and decide to approve it or not, and propose it to the tenants. At least of the two until the state building lease is up, but it ought to be getting close to 7 years, on the state building. Cause we done it, I was on the board, and I said that's been it's been over 4 years ago,
Probably 5.
yeah. So
So
5,
we agree, we don't want to do it year to year. We
No.
all agree with that.
okay.
Well, I don't like
Even after the first 5, you wanna do it every other year, every 3rd year? I mean, how does he wanna do it or that, or is it just a 5-year lease, every 5 years they decide to renew it?
I don't know, I kinda like to think, of to me, 5 would be the minimum I'd wanna go with.
Then there's different options, like a triple net lease, where they do all their own maintenance and upkeep, or, you know, or do we do
green on the aspects of a lease myself, so I don't know enough about it to lock into anything, but I would think 5 would be good.
You wanna revisit it, you wanna do some research and revisit it to the next meeting? Like I said, I don't think we're in no big rush to do it, it's just something we, kinda like to have to secure that way we did just spend, I guess what, 10,000 on an addition to fiberglass on the lean-to out back, which Johnny probably went in about as much as we did on it, donating the fiberglass and everything to do it.
Do you know of any other situations in the county of people that are doing something like that, or we could talk to them?
Not just right offhand on as far as lease stuff. We can go look, we can pull up the lease on the state building with the state and see how we done it. Like I said, and I think the only reason we based it on 7 years is because that's how long it was gonna take to recoup the money that would cost, the building cost. Then after that, it was year to year and we didn't really care. And we need to probably go up on the rent for them, because that building was a lot more than what we anticipated when we agreed to the lease amount.
Out there at TKE, we do either 3 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Lease on buildings. We don't push it up past 5,
Yeah,
and we have done 2 years.
and which I know because of the situation with them being such a large employer, we give them more than just the blue building for their lease amount. They have, I'd be scared to say exactly how much, but it's between 3 to 5 acres of trailer yard that they use rent-free, and have been as long as I can remember. The only thing we actually get lease or rent from is the blue building itself, that the maintenance materials are in it. And that may be something we wanna include in that new lease. But like I said, when it's just them using it for the trailer yard, I don't mind it as much, but when they got outside contractors sitting on it, storing their stuff on it, it's more than just elevator using it at time to time. So stay 5-year lease and renew every how many years after that? Renew every 5? Go 5-year terms and renew every 5? Or you wanna just wait till, table it till the next meeting?
I'd rather, because I don't know a whole lot about them, I'm a real novice on that.
Yeah.
I'd rather, before I commit, I'd rather know
All
more
right.
about it.
Well, we'll table it to the next meeting, and go from there. We give everybody time to, like I said, do a little research and kinda see what our options are on the different styles of leases. We've always kinda done our maintenance on the city buildings, but in looking back at it, it seems like we really not had to do a whole lot of maintenance, but it could get very expensive, and as cheap as we're letting them have the rent, as far as them assuming their own maintenance and upkeep, it would probably be a big expense off of the city, potential, which we still insure the buildings.
I was gonna say that we insure the building.
Now, if we insure the buildings, we don't insure any of the contents, so it would replace the building at today's cost, hopefully, but anything beyond that, they would be on their own. Well, like I said, it's kind of most of the majority of the details, we can just, decide, come up with kind of an agreement and look at the options and see what we wanna do. We'll figure it out at the next meeting, or at least know where to start anyway. All right, next, got Lynn Irvin, which is currently the lowest paid city employee. I know he would like a raise, and I'd like to give him one. He does a pretty good job. Currently, he makes $10 an hour, and we were kind of limited when he was working a few more hours, because he can only make a certain amount a month. And we figured it out that we could pay him $12.50, which is still cheaper than you're gonna get any other labor for around, especially that'll show up every day and do a good job and actually care. So with y'all's blessing, I'd like to I'd like to give him a raise to $12.50. I would need a motion for that to do, be able to do it.
He's still part-time, right?
Yes, he's seasonal,
Yeah,
Seasonal.
yes. He works 30 hours a week.
I'll second it.
All right, motion second, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it.
What day, what date are we gonna put that, when is he gonna start getting?
When is the pay period? When is the first week of the pay period?
Be next Monday.
We started Monday on the pay on new pay period. Will that be easier for y'all?
Start of next pay period.
Okay. So, you wanna add that to your motion? Or who, yeah, sorry. Yeah. So effective, what is that?
12/23.
12/23. All right. Next is, city phones. So currently we've had, I know Scotty's phone is, the screen's busted in it. My phone, the screen is actually busted in it. These phones, I actually got this one from Jackie when I became mayor, and I'm not sure how old it was then. So it's at least 4, and I believe it's probably closer to 6 years, 5 to 6 years, because we used to do a stipend, a $50 a month stipend for phones. Then we went away from that, and it was cheaper to provide phones for employees. And it's not all employees, but the major ones of operations, employees on call, the chief of police, of course, like I said, Sam Scotty's on call. Sam, Scotty, Arnez, myself, and Jimmy did have a phone. So kind of looking at, we offered, we made a motion last month to add insurance to the phones, but they want to insure old phones. They want you to have a current phone, because they're outdated. They don't make these phones anymore. I think it's a Galaxy S9. Sam had actually, he wanted a nicer phone, and he purchased his own phone. It's still on the city's plan, but he purchased the phone himself. So I was wondering, would y'all like to, I mean, it's within, I could buy the phones without a motion, without approval, but I would like y'all's blessing before I buy new phones for the employees. I just try to be, like I said, I know y'all been in the last few meetings, I'm not hiding, I don't try not to hide anything. I wanna be upfront and honest about anything I do. And I like, y'all be okay with anything I do, but, like I said, I try not to make city calls with my personal cell phone. As y'all may know, or soon to know, people don't mind calling you at all times of the day and night on your personal cell phone. And once they get your number, they don't mind giving it out to people. So, I have my calls forwarded to my cell phone because I don't like carrying 2 phones. But if I'm calling them back, I'm gonna call them back with that city phone. But like I said, with y'all's blessing, like I said, I wanna order at least 2 new phones. Arnez is in kind of the same boat as far as he gets his calls forwarded to his phone. So, and I'm not sure what to do with Sam since he's bought his own phone. I think we would provide insurance for it. And if it was to need another one, I would replace it before, cause it's been 5 to 6 years. I mean, nowadays, it's kind of unheard of to have the same phone that long. But, I said, as long as y'all are okay with it, we will add them to the insurance. That way they will be covered, on the newer phones. Y'all okay with it? All right.
I have one thing to add. Since that is okay, since Sam did pay 100% of his phone, is there any sort of possibility of getting any kind of percentage reimbursed or anything since he did pay 100% of it, or how would that work?
What kind of phone did he get? Did he go get
Well,
the same value that you're gonna get?
No, I'm gonna get the cheapest,
Doesn't
newest
that-
model phone.
If we redid him anything, it'd have to be approximately what we pay for a phone.
Yes. Now, by next month, I should know exactly how much it's gonna cost, and if y'all wanna reimburse him for that amount, from what he
I
paid
think we
for his
definitely need to
phone,
reimburse you.
we can do that. And like I said, right now, I'd be scared to say an amount. But like I said, by the next meeting, I'll try to have them ordered here in the next next week or so, or maybe with the Christmas parade and everything going on, maybe, hopefully I'll have them ordered by the next week, at least by the end of the year. That way we can see them the first of the year, and then we'll know how much they cost. And like I said, I don't want the newest, nicest, giant iPad of a cell phone. It'll be, cause they don't do free phones anymore. I don't care much for the next plan, cause it's through AT&T, but it's what is it? I can't even think, something FirstNet, that's supposed to get a better service and, in all the areas, but yeah, I mean, basically whatever their cheapest phones are, they're still smartphones, because I have to have the apps for the tornado sirens and stuff like that. So it does have to be a smartphone, it can't be the flip phone, like,
Yeah, well, that's gonna be the flip.
I would love to go back to the flip phone myself. And that would make me feel a lot better driving down the road when people ain't, on their Facebook and everything else, but.
I have a lot of people telling me that Cricket is working off the same tower as AT&T.
Yeah.
And their pricing per month is about half what AT&T is.
Hey.
I'm gonna look into it.
I think we pay on average
We were looking into that and they said you had to buy your phone outright.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's about $40 per phone,
Yeah.
between
The
35.
plan's cheap, but it doesn't include the price of the
Yeah,
phone.
I think it's about $35 to $40 a month per phone. Is what we're paying right now, and I think it's 4 phones. So it's really not that bad. It's, $200 a month or so for 4 people. I mean, that's cheaper than what I paid to AT&T for 4 months.
So we need to bring that up about Sam again in the next meeting.
Yeah, well, I'll have a price on what we're, an average price of what the phones cost that I'm buying, and then we can, like I said, do a comparable
I think we
reimbursement.
need to do that, I think that'd be the right thing to do.
Yeah, because like I said, it was past time, he wanted, like I said, a nicer phone to do videos and stuff like that, and it's probably gonna be, and it may work out, it may be what the going cheaper phones are now, but I'll have something for y'all by the next meeting. All right, next is the second reading of ordinance 2025-04. There we go. It is a cybersecurity policy. I said last month was our first reading. So this will be it for that, if I can have a motion to approve that ordinance.
I will make a motion to approve ordinance number 2025-04.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
I second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it.
Could this also be a motion to adopt cause according to our charter, it has to be formally adopted. So, I guess we could do a combined motion of approving the second reading and.
And adopted it.
According to our attorney, that's what he suggested.
All right,
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
yeah, there we go.
It's okay.
Just slipped the tongue.
Yep. Oh, next, adoption of previous ordinances per David Jones audit. So we would need to adopt multiple ordinances that have passed through the board. We'll have to do them individually. So I'll look for motion to approve or to adopt ordinance 2024-01.
I will move to adopt ordinance number 2024-01.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Next, that's the adopting the annual operating budget and capital program for the fiscal year 24, so that's going back a little ways. Next is ordinance number 2024-02, is adopting the annual operating budget and capital program for the fiscal year of 2024.
I'll make a motion, we adopt ordinance number 2024-02 concerning ordinance adopting the annual operating budget and capital program for fiscal year 2024.
All right, got a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is ordinance 2024-03, It's the utility rates effective July 1st of 2023.
I make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2024-03, establishment of the city of Middleton utility rates effective July 1st, 2023.
Second.
Motion and a second, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is ordinance 2024-04, the amendment of section under methods of purchase, subsection C, subsection 5 of ordinance 2020-05, purchasing policy effective February 20th of 2024.
So moved for adoption status.
All right, you got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Next is ordinance 2024-05. It's the ordinance to establish an updated occupational safety and health program, plan, devise rules and regulations to provide for a safety director and an implementation of such program plan. And these have been already done. We have been meeting on safety, safety planning.
Can I just say, I move.
Yeah, to
write
adopt
down-
that,
yeah,
to adopt the
to adopt
2024-05.
2024-05.
Yeah, I'm just reading up, make sure y'all know what they are. I got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is, ordinance number 2024-06. It's the ordinance to amend the operating annual budget and capital program for the fiscal year of 24.
So moved.
Need a motion? Do I have a
Second.
And a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. All right, next is ordinance number 2025-01, is ordinance adopting the annual operating budget and capital program for the fiscal year of 25.
So moved.
Got a motion
I'll second.
and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is the ordinance number 2025-02, ordinance adopting the annual operating budget and capital program for the fiscal year 25.
I'll move we adopt ordinance number 2025-02.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. All right, next is the, adoption of ordinance 2025-03, is establishment of the city of Middleton utility rates effective July 1st, 2024.
So moved.
I'll second.
A motion and a second, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. All right, thank you all for adopting all those ordinances.
That was one of our findings.
Yeah, we passed them, we just didn't adopt them.
Well, I honestly didn't know we were supposed to do that.
I didn't know we had to adopt something.
And then auditor.
I thought when it passed the second reading, they.
I thought that was it.
Yeah, according to our charter, it's got adoption.
Oh.
And we have done it in the past, and then it kind of just faded out,
Okay.
Yeah.
so the auditor
Make that number note.
got us on.
You'll keep us straight.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we will. All right, next is, we got some sewer adjustments, Sandy Hill filled her pool. On account number 4-0761-02. What is the adjustment?
5842 for 11,779 gallons. Yeah, she just had a pool put in.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna say it's a weird time of year to be filling
I think it's the
pools,
strangest time.
Yeah, she just had a new pool put
but,
in.
yeah, but they gotta do that seeded, once you
Yeah.
build one, you gotta fill it full of water. All right, so I look for a motion to adjust account number 4-0761-02.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is the Southwest HRA Head Start account 2-0221, late charges. And I'm assuming
That was
that's
$7.15, sorry,
It's all right.
$7.15.
$7.15. I'm assuming it was
It was
postmarked,
postmarked, yes.
but we just didn't get it in time.
Right.
That's a common concurrence around here.
Yeah.
With,
You'll hear from them.
postal service.
It's It's unbelievable.
That's the reason I, want to take it out of the bank.
I agree.
Do I have a motion
Could have
to,
paid one on
adjust the late fees
I make a motion, we adjust the late fees.
by $7.15?
To $7.15.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
that. Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Tennessee Gas Pipeline, account number 2719-8, or, what is that, room, RM? Or
That's on their bid, that's what's on
That's
their
what
Okay.
it's listed on.
Account number 2-2250, late charges, I guess the same
They're
situation.
$8.15.
$8.15.
Yeah, same thing, postmark.
We got a motion?
I make a motion to adjust for $8.15.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. All right, next on the, agenda, we got public comment period for matters germane to items on the agenda. So now would be the time if you got anything that's not on the agenda, that you'd like to bring up or talk about, now would be the time to do it. Actually, I have something that came to my attention today. TK Elevator called and would like to partner with us and the state on widening Industrial Drive or putting in a turning lane into 57. I like the idea, especially when they're offering to pay for some of it. And after looking at it though, there is a lot of utilities at the end of that road. There'd be a lot involved in that, but main thing is it's based on the state. It's a state highway, we can't join, we can't connect to it in any form or fashion without their approval. So they've been in contact with the state, they're waiting on them to get back with them. They're gonna come out and look at it, I guess do a survey and an assessment of what it's gonna cost, for their part, and then go from there. Just kinda making y'all aware.
Some of us could be, like, you could be there.
Yeah.
That's not where I'm.
I mean, and it is, I know there's a lot of traffic, but there's also been a lot, I worked there 20 years myself, and, I mean, some days I have to wait a little longer to get out of the gate, but I don't understand all the confusion now with it. I mean, it's worked for a long time, and I've seen wrecks out there. I mean, I've had wrecks in my front yard from it, you know.
Yeah.
I've had them knocked all the way up to my front porch when I lived next door. But, I mean, I don't see them widening the highway right there, putting in a turning lane, or no off ramp, or a clover leaf, or a bypass, or anything like that. But, we have looked into this before, and it's always the volume of traffic. The state said it wasn't suffice to do anything. And the only time we did look at it was when we were expanding our industrial park to the north, and it was gonna be almost $2 million on our part to put in a turn lane and widen Pulse Road for access into the industrial park. So
That's a lot of money.
I don't see it being much less, but I mean, I'm okay with, you know, seeing it through, listening to them, seeing what they gotta say, seeing how much it's gonna cost, and then if they're willing to foot a lot of the bill. As far as the city, I don't know where it will really benefit the city a whole lot, other than them trying to get our police to direct traffic out there, which I did not like at all. And I let them know, I told them that, I said, I don't have the manpower to sit somebody out there and babysit your gate. You know, we're not a guard service, we're not running a crosswalk. We have other things we need to worry about. But, I mean, we tried it for a couple days. Traffic seemed to flow a little bit better, but, you know, ultimately it made it a little bit safer. I mean, it's not as congested as four-way, but does it outweigh, you know, what could be going on, what could be happening
Hey, you got
elsewhere?
anything to say?
What did they have y'all out there doing
Directed traffic.
Yeah,
after they did that thing in the parking lot and they took away now?
Yeah. Basically, well, after talking to Ed about it, he would watch the four-way to make sure it wouldn't get too congested and still let incoming traffic. He was stopping traffic north and southbound traffic to let some out of the gate. Once it started backing up at the four-way, he would stop them coming out of the gate, and let the north and southbound traffic keep flowing. And then once it kind of dwindled down a little bit, he would turn some more loose, and it would just drug it out for 15 minutes like normal to about a half hour. So instead of being able to direct school traffic, he was directing more school traffic, you know.
I know this is gonna sound crazy, but how about just a light? Couldn't they just put up a light or something? Is that a crazy question?
State have to do that.
Yeah, we can't.
And it wouldn't cost us anything.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
That's not what
They
they
would
want to do.
probably make us pay for it.
Yeah.
But we had to pay for the
yeah, we had to pay for the four-way.
LED lights at the four-way.
Yeah,
Mm.
but yeah, when those got tore down, we
You're
had,
kidding.
Mhm.
but like I said, that's just, you know,
I don't think it's gonna happen, but just being on the conversation.
that's me. I mean, I'll listen, I'll hear them out, and then whatever they come up with, I'll present to the board.
Could you not have, this is just, again, I'm stupid on this, but could you not have like the equivalent of a school crossing guard? I mean, a school crossing guard can stop traffic, can they not supply somebody to get out there? And
They essentially wanted us to run their guard system for them. I mean, they wanted us to.
To me, I would put the monkey on their back.
And I did, I told them, we're not running y'all, you know, we're not coming on y'all's property and
Right.
handling any of your internal stuff. I mean, that's on me, you know.
An example, I mean, one of the duties I had at Faulkner was to stop the traffic on 15. I mean, if you're standing up, stop out in the middle of Highway 15 to stop somebody, that's dangerous. But I mean, school guard, or school crossing guards do it
Yeah.
in most locations. I think.
Get
They
them a
ain't
yellow
never,
vest
they
and
ain't never
stop
done it
sign.
in front of the door real later.
I agree, that's not our responsibility, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's what I push back on. too.
I mean, you look at some of the traffic in Jackson,
Right,
and I think
right.
that'd be equivalent to that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
I mean, and it's only, but what gets them is it's only twice a day. You know, there's only one shift change, I mean, one major
There's two shift changes now. One at 1:30 and one at 2:30 now. I think that was their solution.
Now, that would slow down the traffic though, wouldn't it?
well, it's not as many.
It's not as many. You
But
got
it's still a big
basically,
spurt.
yeah, it's basically half the factory leaving at 1:30 now. They come in at 5 and work to 1:30, and then the other half comes in at 6 to 2:30. To kind of,
Now, they'll run over you.
they were doing that mainly for the parking lot capacity, making sure you had enough space and making people park where they needed to park.
Oh.
I don't know if it had anything to do with the traffic coming in and out, even though it probably helped it.
Now, can they come
I was
out?
confused as why they was there when they did that whole thing anyway, so.
I offered that, you know,
I was gonna have another,
we have a road to the north
Yeah.
that almost, we have an easement all the way to the property, right by the water tower, you know, by the helipad, we're just paving that road. And I offered that as a solution.
isn't that a good one?
To come out.
The exit only, you know,
Oh, yeah.
it wouldn't have to be a manned gate. They could open it at 1:30 or 1 o'clock, whatever, and let people out that gate while they come in from other ones. And he said that was on his mind as far as that was an option. Because I think once they start looking into the cost of the road, widening the roads or the turning lanes, I think 100 yards of asphalt is gonna be a whole lot cheaper than cutting a hole in the fence than any of their other solutions. But I went through this before with the previous administration and sit down and explain to them that unless, you know, that it's not our place
no.
to handle their business. I mean,
And the only way that exiting out that road will work is they gotta have it signed by certain personnel, certain departments, can only use that, not everybody use it.
yeah.
And then you
What's
have the
it?
same problem.
What's it gonna do for RLZ?
That's another thing I was just thinking when you said that is what's that gonna do for LZ if we have an LZ?
Yeah.
We'll just have to stop all the traffic.
Yeah, it's
It'll be
shut down,
blocked
let
off.
helicopter leave.
Yeah. And then they'll bitch about that.
Yeah, well,
Or I'm sorry, complain.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. But I do like the idea though.
Yeah.
Better than the 4 lane and turning lane
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah, I don't like you, I don't like that.
I don't think the state will go for it, and I don't think there's even room to do it there, to be honest with you. But it isn't enough road frontage to do it, I don't think.
No.
Not with all that utility and
No,
stuff.
because, I mean, Yachts owns that land right there on the corner. And I don't know about the other side.
The city, I mean, it's the city,
correct.
you know. Like I said, everything from the road that turns east, that goes towards Salvini, off of Industrial Drive,
Mhm.
that road included, everything south of there to Highway 57,
Okay.
57 is city property.
Okay.
Where their guard shack sit in the trailer yard, soccer fields,
It's all
the
city.
state building and, you know, our side of the state building, it's all city property.
Mhm.
The opposite side, from just north of the blue building, where that drive is going into FL Crane,
Mhm.
from there all the way to the yacht property by the garbage dump, to that turn in right there is city property.
Okay.
So,
It wouldn't hurt to go and listen to the whole pitch of it, but I don't foresee it going anywhere with it.
I don't either. I mean, so I've been through this with the previous administration, and they went above and beyond trying to make it happen. They weren't willing to offer any funds to make it work, but it still was, you know, out of the ballpark. But like I said, this mainly just
How
for,
is this gonna benefit City of Middleton?
I don't see that it's going to a whole lot.
I don't see it.
Okay, I'm not trying to be
Well,
smart,
I
but
can't,
that's what we
you know,
have.
cause then I'll have to cater to every business in Middleton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
well,
know that.
for it to benefit Middleton, Manny, you would have to go way above and beyond just a turning lane.
Yeah.
To help the traffic in Middleton out and make the streets safer, but.
Similar there on Winterberry Circle, 240, when I come out to go get the kids,
Yeah.
over traffic, I sit there sometime 5 minutes, waiting on the over traffic to get by.
Put in a roundabout like it done.
Yeah.
Let's propose a roundabout.
Yeah, hold around by.
You want to work with
We got
your
the dollars
ex,
and
nothing
all
to see
that
that, what's going on
Service
at the
station
old
down
Cardinal
there.
state line down there?
They are completely renovating that building. There will have gas, food, and I'm not sure about beer and lottery tickets yet. I seen where they had applied for a beer permit. I don't know how that worked out with the county.
Supposed to be the same, like the one over at Bolivar is it?
NY truck stop?
Yeah, in my truck stop.
Okay.
They're the ones that's, but they can't have a truck stop there unless
Yeah.
they buy some land behind them.
Yeah.
Is it the same people who own it, Slick, or do you?
I understand it is.
Alright, well, like I said, I'm glad to see somebody going back in that building.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's been empty a while.
Cause that'll keep some of the traffic out of Middleton. If they turn around the state line and go back to Mississippi. I hate to see that tax revenue, give up that tax revenue, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright, next one, everybody got their revenue and expense report? So, I don't want y'all fighting over this motion, but
I will make a motion, we adjourn tonight's meeting.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.